What's up? It's Destiny back again for another video. And in today's video, we're going to talk about how my ex was stalking me. Yeah, before we get into that video, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Be prepared to leave a comment at the end of this video and to give a thumbs up. Now, this is really all about situational awareness. So I'm going to give a few details. I'm not going to give all the details, but I'm going to give enough details. So I was in a relationship for almost 2 years and I ended it, you could say, kind of at the top of this year, but I was checked out months before. You know how we do as women. We emotionally and mentally check out before we actually leave. Not saying that's a good thing nor a bad thing. That's just what happened. So we used to go to the same place. Well, we used to go to this place together. Very often, we know the people there, blase, blase. Even after the breakup, I would still go to the place and he would still go to the place. Now, while we were there, some days it would be okay, hey, how you doing? Checking to see how I'm feeling, all the things. Some days it was no contact at all. And I preferred the no contact days at all because when he would try to talk to me, I think it was misleading for him. He thought that there would be a chance of reuniting, and that was not the case. So I preferred the no contact days, but I would do everything in my power to kind of just avoid the situation. But again, this was a place like a lounge. I'll just say it was a lounge, and it's a nighttime kind of activity. So I'm always aware of where I park. I always park kind of in the same space if I can help it, depending on how busy it is in the area. Where I would park is on the main street. So it's on the same street as the establishment that I'm going to, so that you can actually see my car if you step outside the door. You could just look down and see my car. It's heavily lit because it is also the main street, one of the main streets of the downtown area in this city. So I'm thinking I'm checking all my boxes, well lit area. I can see my vehicle from the establishment, vice versa. There's police presence because this establishment always has a police at the door just to ensure safety. Of course, I'm friendly with the police officers. I think that is very important when you go to establishments, especially at night or especially frequently, that you get to know the people at the establishment that you're frequenting, just in case you have a situation, good or bad. You just want to know. Of course, you want to be friendly to the people, but you also want to get to know the people at the establishments that you are frequenting. So I knew the officer, I know the people who work there, I know the manager, I even met the owner. Like, I know the people, the DJs, like, I know. So I still felt pretty comfortable with going because most people knew our situation. They saw us together and they saw when we weren't together, so they know what was going on. Now, also, when I would leave this establishment, I would always get walked out. I would get walked out by a member of the security staff, or a manager. Somebody is walking me to my car. It's not that long of a distance because, again, you can see my car from the establishment, but I do that purposely so that there's less likely of a chance of something bad happening. And God forbid, if there were, people can see, people are looking, people are taking note, they're noticing. So I do everything with a strategy. Everything is intentional. Everything has a reason, a rhyme, a reason, a purpose. And you should move that way as well. Now, it would be a few times I would have two, maybe three different people walk me. It was mainly one guy who's the manager, and then there's one security guy, and then one of the DJs. So, but mostly it was the manager guy. Now, he would walk me to my car, and he would always kind of linger around in my where I would park at after I would drive out. I would see him in my rear view just to make sure he's good. And he would always just kind of stand there. And I never really understood why. I'm just like, well, maybe he just needs a break from all the things, take a break from the night, take a break from the work. I don't know. But then when the security guard would walk me, he wouldn't. He would just kind of walk, but he wouldn't walk with haste to get back to work. He would just walk. And I never really put two and two together until we had a conversation. Now, mind you, while all this is going on, that same security guard would make jokes and be like, your crazy ex is here, your stalker ex is here, or your stalker boyfriend is here. And I'm like, why are you saying that? Like, he's not my boyfriend. We don't have to talk about him. I don't think that he's stalking me. Like, he's too cheap about gas to stalk me. Why are you saying this? But he would always say this. And it wasn't until there was an incident where I don't even want to get into that. I don't know if I shared that yet. If not, I will, but I don't want to get into it. But so I called, or either I called the security guard or the security guard called me the next day. And we spoke about all the things that happened the previous night. He's like, Destaynee, you really need to be careful. And I'm like, I am careful. I am armed when I go, but I'm also aware of where I park. One of y'all is escorting me to my car. Like, what do you mean I need to be careful? He's like, no, it's not just that. He's like, that boy is really crazy. And I'm like, well, yeah, he's crazy. That's why I ended things. He's like, no, Destaynee, he's crazy. He's stalking you for real. And I'm like, you always say this, but what do you mean he's stalking me? Like, how can you just say that? Like, what proof do you have that he's stalking? He's like, every time I walk you to your car, he is around the corner waiting for you. And the moment you pull off, that's when he starts pulling off. He's stalking you. He's watching you get to your car, regardless of who's walking you. He's like, and sometimes even when you get there, he comes in a few moments after you. It's like he's waiting for you. He's watching your every move. He's like, you need to be careful. He's like, I'm a man. I can see the signs and the things. And he's like, he's crazy. He's not who he portrays to be. I knew that already. But he's like really giving me warning, and he's really serious. He's like, it's as my job as a security guard, it's my job to make sure that everyone is safe in that establishment and that you leave that establishment safely. He's like, and also just, I just care. I just want to make sure that you're good. I want to make sure that you're okay. And he's like, this guy's not safe. He's crazy and he's stalking you. And, it really hit me because I thought, I'm doing all the things properly. I don't always notify the people when I'm going out. Sometimes I just show up, I just pop out. But a lot of the times they are checked like, hey, you coming out tonight? Da da da. So they know that I'm coming, and I go around the same time. And I guess maybe I have to switch up my pattern if I decide to continue to go to this establishment. And I park in well lit areas. I make sure I'm being walked to the establishment or home. I mean, not home. Walked from the establishment to my car. Sometimes I'm getting walked in because that's just how timing works. Most of the time, I don't really care because it's like they know that I'm coming. They're looking out. They're sitting, they're standing outside and they're, doing security, but they're also looking out for me as well. So I thought I was doing all the proper things to ensure safety. But when he being the security guard mentioned this, and he was very serious, and he was like, this is crazy. You need to be careful. And he's like, we don't know what he's really capable of. And we don't. You never know what anybody is really capable of until it's too late. And you're like, oh my God, I had no idea they were like this. You don't give anyone the benefit of the doubt because chances are they can. You just never know where someone is at in their headspace and what they're willing to do and how far they're willing to go. So that really woke it up for me. And also, I would tell friends that don't live in the state, but they're friends. They would, hey, what are you doing? Are you out? Are you da da da? Are you at this place? Da da da. Be careful. Let me know. I have one friend, I'm usually texting while I'm there. One friend is like, let me know when you get home. And, they're just making sure that I'm okay, even though they're not in the same state that I am. They still care about my well-being. But when I told one friend, Blicky, when I told Blicky about what was going on, he was like, yeah, he's crazy. You don't need to go there. He probably is stalking you. Stop going to that establishment, all the things. And I have not been there in weeks. I don't know if I'm going to go back. I do have friends that are like, hey, where you at? We miss seeing you. We need to catch up, da da da. And I get it, but safety is always the number one priority for me. And I know I tell people, press charges. Press the charges, okay? But just let it be very clear. Paperwork is not going to stop a crazy person from doing crazy things. Paperwork is not going to stop an evil person from doing evil things. Paperwork is not going to stop someone who is determined to bring hurt, harm, and danger to a person that they want to hurt, harm, or endanger. Okay? Having a paper trail is just that, a paper trail. And it's really for people that are in states that are not able to defend or protect their life. Thankfully, thank the heavens, I live in a state that believes in protecting yourself. I live in a state that believes in standing your ground, defending your life and your property. And if you feel like your life is in danger, we have that right to do that here. So, but I still just believe in just having that piece of documentation just in case. Just in case. Like I told y'all that this person was crazy, and look what they did. And look what I had to do. You know, you just never know. I pray it never happens for you. I pray it never happens for me. But these are just things that we have to take into account. And you know, you just literally never know. But when someone has been violent with you, which he has been violent with me, he's put his hands on me, he's, like I said, if they're slamming stuff around you, if they're slamming stuff in your presence, the next thing is you. And that's how it went. Start slamming the steering wheel, the glove compartment box in front of the passenger, hit that. Oh, you really want to hit me because why are you swinging this way? And then actually put hands. The next thing would be unaliving. So although I have no contact with this person at all, no contact whatsoever, they used to check up on me. Oh, how are you doing? I just want to make sure you're good. Blocked on everything that I can think of, all of the phone numbers, emails, things like that I can think of, they've been blocked. So it really is no way that they will be in contact with me other than in-person situation. And like I said, I have not been going to that establishment for a while now. And you know, because that really, like I said, woke it up for me when the security guard really voiced his concerns and the things that he was seeing. Like he said he would literally see him waiting around the corner, and the moment I fired up my car, and there was a time where I did feel like, because I know his car obviously, that I've seen the car come around my block, and I'm like, he's too cheap on gas, he wouldn't do that. Can't put it past him. Can't put it past him. Can't do nothing about him knowing where I live, because we were in a relationship, so he obviously knew where I lived. But that's why I believe in having tools to help defend and protect your life, just in case you ever need to. All right. So that is my story time of the stalker ex-boyfriend. Prayerfully, if I do decide to go out to this establishment, if that person is there, hopefully they're not crazy enough to stalk, but I will be on my P's and Q's. I will have my guard completely up. I will be safe. But this is also a form of documentation as well, letting y'all know, because I know you're like, well, just go and da-da-da. Everyone's not willing to be a witness. Everyone's not willing to go to the police. Not that I have suggested that to the people who informed me and saw with their eyes of him actually stalking. I just know how some people can be. And so I gotta find workarounds, you know, and that's what this is. So yeah. But please know I'm safe, and no harm is going to come to me, or my family, friends, loved ones, just as I pray the same for you. Okay. We live in faith. We do not live in fear. But I would recommend, if you know of someone stalking you or harassing you or trying to endanger you, threaten you, all the things, do what you have to do to protect yourself. File that paperwork, press them charges, baby. Okay, get the restraining orders, get the order of protection, whatever you can. Also, train. Get a firearm, go to the range, train, dry fire at home, do all the things. God forbid you ever have to defend your life. You will have the skills, the knowledge, and the tools to do so. All right, so be sure to share this video with any and every woman in your life. Be sure to leave a comment at the end. What is the comment? Um, I don't know. Have you ever had to do this? Have you ever been stalked? Have you ever stalked someone? Now, if you've stalked somebody and you're in this channel, we got some problems. We got some things that we need to discuss. Okay, this is a no predator zone channel. Like, no. Okay, but also give this video a thumbs up. And as always, if you love someone, tell them I love you all. Stay dangerous.